Back in the 90s and early 2000s, couch was king. Before the days of online gaming, we had to actually make the effort to get together in person in order to play multiplayer games. Some of my favorite multiplayer experiences to this day are from the GameCube era. Super Smash Bros. Melee, WarioWare Inc. Mario Party games, Sonic Riders, Mario Kart Double Dash, 10 Avalanche, Soul Calibur 2, Super Monkey Ball 2, Mario Party 4 through 6, Kirby Air Ride, I can keep going. Couch co-op was so popular before online that even most of the single-player games at the time had multiplayer modes. This is very reminiscent of how DVDs during this age would have bonus games and other content besides the movie. They both have that same it energy. We don't want little brother Timmy ruining big brother Brad's save file with Beautiful Joe, so just slap in a multiplayer mode that looks way too much like Super Smash Bros. That'll keep him busy till puberty. I remember having an absolute blast with these multiplayer add-ons as a kid, but how do they hold up today? I crammed my brother and a couple of my roommates into this office to find out. No, I haven't stooped low enough to playing multiplayer games by myself for content yet. The first game out of the GameCube multiplayer grab bag is Star Fox Assault. Like the single player mode, Assault's multiplayer has a lot going on. Probably too much for its own good. You'd think that there would be a simple free-for-all shoot the most furry bait and you win mode, but there's about 10 different ways to play. There are also almost 20 different maps to play on, with some being R-Wing or third-person shooter only. You've got the usual suspects at the character select screen. Team Star Fox is all accounted for, with Fox, Falco, Slippy, Peppy, and Crystal, but you can also unlock Wolf as the final playable character. Each character has different stats for health, speed, how well they operate vehicles, and more. It took my friends and I all of 2 minutes to look at these characters to go, oh yeah, Wolf is the best.
I'll get it done.
You can tell this game was released before Call of Duty and the other first-person shooters got popular because of the controls. Instead of using the control stick to move and C-stick to aim, this game's base controls have the player hold the R button to aim. Why? This means you're either constantly stopping dead in your tracks to aim, or everyone just runs back and forth spraying each other with blaster shots. Guys, please come back, I promise this game is fun. Luckily, Star Fox Assault has way too much content for its own good, so you can extensively customize your controls to put aim on your C-stick to make it start feeling like you're actually playing a video game. There are quite a few weapons to be picked up scattered around the maps, but they can be boiled down to rocket launchers, machine guns, and sniper rifles. Everyone and their mother are going to be looking for the rocket launcher since it has the highest damage output, and the characters move so quickly in this game that getting a kill can drag on for what feels like a full minute without having one. Machine guns are a decent second option with their high firing rate, but sniper rifles don't have much use. Unless you've got a good hiding spot, you're basically a walking kill me sign holding it because you can only shoot when you aim down the scope. Speaking of kill me, you receive a barrier shield every time you die that temporarily blocks all enemy attacks when you use it. It's a nice little rubber band mechanic. So, when you put all the maps, characters, weapons, game modes, everything together, is it good? I mean, I think it's fun, but nobody else wanted to play it for more than 30 minutes. The gameplay is pretty shallow once you know what's going on. Everyone knows where everyone else is all the time because of the radar. The gameplay can essentially be boiled down to run over to the closest guy you can find, then jump around shooting each other until someone dies or Jake takes the kill at the last second, you fucking dick! You have to keep mixing up the game modes to keep it fresh and fun. Our personal favorites were Jetpack mode because the game became watered down Halo, and the R-Wing battles because Star Fox. But there's just something so fun about running around giant maps shooting the crap out of your friends for me. Not a bad way to spend an afternoon if you can hold your friends hostage that long.
Oh, nice kill.
Up next, we've got Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. This game has always held a special place in my heart. Billy Hatcher came out in 2003 during the golden age of Sega, where they kind of made any game they felt like, and the games were all just really damn fun. As much as I love Sonic, I do miss some of Sega's other IPs like Billy Hatcher and Monkey Ball because they were one-of-a-kind games. Anyways, the multiplayer in Billy Hatcher is a lot worse than I remember. You can pick between Billy or the other 3 playable characters in the single player campaign called Rolly, Chick, and Bantam, also known as Who Cares? We're all about Billy Hatcher in this household, baby! Yes, sir! That's my boy! Everyone else can't play him because this is my YouTube video! Woo! You have 8 stages to pick from, each harkening back to levels you visit in the campaign. My favorite is Pirate Island, but you really can't go wrong with any of the stages except for Dino Mountain because... and Circus Park because... I didn't want to be here. There are 3 rule sets you can play with. First up is survival. The goal is to be the last one standing by taking all of your opponent's stocks before yours run out. Huh, that sounds familiar. It took a while to figure out how to even win in this mode the first time we tried it. Our first round took us 15 minutes to finish because we couldn't figure out how to kill without using giant eggs to pile drive each other. The most efficient way to take stocks is to hatch egg animals, befriend them, and have them do all the attacking for you. Collecting animals and having them fight on your behalf. You know, this also sounds really familiar. The egg animals are the main reason why the multiplayer is so flawed. There's such a wide disparity in power between the animals that you can lose before the round even gets going because you hatched a bad egg animal. Reki, not Ricky, the flying monkey rains lightning down from above that nearly one-shots your opponents, but Boskus the bull can't even hit them once. Meanwhile, some egg animals like Datch and Kaboot, what the hell is going on with these names by the way, require you to ride them to activate their attacks, and you can't even hop off unless you're dead or divine intervention takes place. I spent an entire round stuck to Kaboot. I just want off Kaboot's wild ride, man. Survival mode comes down to getting the right egg animal as soon as possible, but the rounds are still a drag to play through because of the slow pace. The second mode is Hatch. Hatch the most eggs to win. Some of the egg animals are more valuable to hatch than others. Sounds like some straightforward, wholesome, good old-fashioned Billy Hatcher fun, right? The rules screen fails to mention that when you die, all of your points go to whoever killed you. This means you can be winning the entire game, then a screen-peeking asshole can go, "Oh, Rolly's about to win," and take all the points for himself at the last second. It's me. I'm screen peeking asshole. This mode takes the rubber band mechanic and stretches it so far that the rubber band snaps and doesn't work anymore. Time mode is where Billy Hatcher multiplayer shines the brightest. You want to score as many points as you can within the time limit, which can be done by taking out the other players and hatching eggs. There's no stealing points, and every egg animal is worth hatching because they all count for 1 point. I wish we had only played time mode instead because I had a blast with it. Overall though, Billy Hatcher's multiplayer experience is pretty mediocre and understandably feels like an afterthought that was put in as extra padding for the game. Billy Hatcher's gameplay of rolling an egg around and platforming is really smooth, but isn't exactly conducive to fast-paced multiplayer action. I did everything I could to hatch Sonic out of one of the Sonic Team eggs, but all I got was Amigo, Knuckles, and... nothing. The last game of the day is... oh, it's so beautiful. The Metroid Prime series is a rare example of a 2D franchise seamlessly transitioning to 3D thanks to its first-person perspective. This game is also an example of a multiplayer mode that feels more like a no-brainer and less shoehorned in than most single-player games. Unlike Star Fox Assault, where the maps were mostly pulled directly from the campaign, all 6 arenas in Prime 2 were made exclusively for the multiplayer mode. Each map has various mechanics that make it stand out from the others, such as being more morph ball centric on Spider Complex, an artillery cannon in Shooting Gallery, or half of the arena being underwater in Pipeline. The only map I don't really care for is Spire because the only way to travel from one side to the other is via morph ball cannon. The battle just devolves into, oh, I'm low on health?
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow.
There are only 2 game modes in Prime 2's multiplayer. Deathmatch, the usual whoever gets the most kills wins, and Bounty mode, which has the same issue as Hatch mode from Billy Hatcher, except with coins instead of points. Can you guess which mode we played the whole time? Prime 2 does a great job of incorporating Samus's weapon upgrades from the single player campaign, into its multiplayer. You're equipped with upgrades like the missile launcher and the morph ball add-ons from the get-go, but you can also grab super missiles, beam upgrades, and more in certain spots of the arenas. There are also these glowing pillars that will provide you with a random upgrade, like massive damage, invisibility, the death ball, etc. The variety of upgrades in arenas keeps things fun and fresh despite the smaller scope of the multiplayer mode. But the multiplayer still has its flaws. The small arena sizes means that you're going to end up getting spawn killed a lot Call of Duty Nuketown style because you lose all of your weapon upgrades each time you're killed. It doesn't help that the game's movement feels like you're underwater, even when you're not actually underwater. This means you have to rely on the lock-on mechanic to target your opponent over and over. However, the benefit of the more sluggish movement is it prevents firefights from going on forever like in Star Fox Assault. Unless you use the morph ball, because apparently nobody can hit that for some reason. All of the multiplayer's flaws are pretty negligible outside of the atrocity that is hacker mode. Hacker mode is a randomly acquired upgrade that allows you to hack into your opponent's systems and inhibit their ability to do anything. This would be super helpful if you could do literally anything else while you have it. This power-up makes you as useless as a hacker in a literal gunfight because it puts you at the mercy of the rest of the players until it deactivates. I feel like Retro Studios put this in as a gag, but I still hate it. Nitpicks aside, Metroid Prime 2 shows how to make a good multiplayer mode with quality over quantity. The best upgrades are attainable by everyone in set locations, so you can develop your strategy accordingly. Even though my brother dominated almost the entire time we played, everyone was enjoying themselves. I was happy to see that at least one of my childhood multiplayer favorites held up well. I bet they made the multiplayer even better in Metroid Prime 3, right? I honestly wanted to make this video as an excuse to dust off a couple of my old GameCube games, and I'm glad I did. Even if some of my nostalgia took a hit in the process. But regardless, it was just really refreshing to get a couple of friends in one room to play video games again. Games are often devoid of content nowadays, so I appreciate the extra mile that the devs went when adding in these extra multiplayer modes. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know down in the comments section below what some of your favorite multiplayer modes were from single player games, and who knows, maybe I'll make another video like this in the future. But that's all from me for today. Take care. Wait, hold on. It looks like there's still one more game left in the grab bag. Shadow the Hedgehog!